Hunter S. Thompson and the Hells Angels, a Gonzo descent into madness, over black and white footage of roaring Harleys, smoke, and chaos. Hunter S. Thompson, The Edge. There is no honest way to explain it. The only people who really know where it is are the ones who have gone over. And in 1965, I went over the edge with the Hells Angels, the outlaw motorcycle gang that terrified America. What started as a story turned into a nightmare, a savage baptism by fire, whiskey, and asphalt. This is the true story of Hunter S. Thompson and the Hells Angels. A year of living with madmen on chrome horses. Section 1. The Beginning. Clips of 1960s California. Police sirens. Headlines about biker violence. It was the mid-60s. America was at war with itself. Hippies in the park, cops in the street, politicians sweating under the TV lights. And out there on the highways were the Hells Angels outlaw bikers with Nazi helmets, chains, and a lust for gasoline freedom. To the straights, they were the end of civilization. To me, they were a story, and I wanted in. I wasn't a biker. I wasn't even a man who particularly liked motorcycles. But I knew chaos when I saw Iton. The Angels were chaos personified. Savage outlaws on Harley-Davidsons, feared by cops, hated by citizens, and worshipped by the press. I could smell a good story. And this was the stink of it. Section 2. Riding with the Devils. Clips of angels riding. Beer cans, fires, laughing in circles of madness. So I did what any half-mad journalist would do. I threw myself into their world. For a year I lived with the Angels. I rode with them, drank with them, and watched them chew up small towns like hungry wolves. They called themselves outlaws, but they were more than that. They were a rolling circus of fear and fascination, an American freak show on wheels. The initiation was simple. Don't flinch, don't run, don't rat. And most of all, don't write anything that makes them look weak. They hated weakness. They hated cops. They hated almost everything except their bikes, their brothers, and the raw ecstasy of tearing down a highway at 90 miles an hour, drunk and blind with rage. There was poetry in the madness. It was violent, yes, but it was honest violence like an animal defending its turf. They weren't playing games. They lived outside the law, and that was the point. America said no. They said yes. America built white picket fences. They burned them down. Section 3. The Dark Side. Shift in tone. Darker imagery. Fires. Police raids. Bruised faces. But make no mistake, the Angels were not misunderstood. Teddy bears. They were dangerous. They drank like maniacs, fought like rabid dogs, and treated brutality as sport. There was a primal joy in the violence, a savage delight in being feared. Women, cops, rivals, it didn't matter. The Angels were predators, and predators don't apologize. I saw men beaten until they looked like Pope. I saw women tossed around like poker chips. I saw towns swallowed whole by the roar of engines and left smoking when the bikes rolled on. It was not glamorous. It was not noble. It was America's ID on two wheels. The straights hated them, and the Angels hated them back. The cops tried to stop them, but the harder the law came down, the stronger the Angels grew. Fear was their armor. Chaos was their weapon. And I was right there in the middle of it. Section 4. The Betrayal. Grainy reenactment. Thompson beaten, staggering away. But you don't ride with the devil without paying the price. After a year of madness, the Angels turned on me. They thought I was using them, which of course I was. A journalist is a thief by trade. We steal stories, souls, and secrets. And the Angels don't forgive thieves. One night it all came to a head. Drunk, paranoid, and furious, they stomped me into the dirt. Steel-toed boots in my ribs, fists in my face, chaos all around. The only reason I lived was because one of them said, Don't kill him. He's too small. That was my ticket out. I'd gone over the edge and somehow crawled back. Section 5. The Book and the Legacy. Book cover of Hell's Angels. The Strange and Terrible Saga of the Outlaw Motorcycle Gangs. In 1966, I published Hell's Angels, The Strange and Terrible Saga of the Outlaw Motorcycle Gangs. It was my first book. My first real stab at what would later be called Gonzo journalism. It was ugly. It was raw. It was terrifying, and it was true. The Angels hated it. The critics loved it. And America couldn't look away. The book cemented my career, but it also burned a lesson into my skull. When you dance with outlaws, don't be surprised when they try to cut your throat. The Angels weren't symbols. They weren't metaphors. They were real men, violent men, living outside the law. And for a brief, terrifying year, I was one of them. Outro, call to action. Clips fade to black, leaving only the roar of a motorcycle engine. Hunter S. Thompson and the Hells Angels and American Nightmare. A love letter to chaos and a warning carved in bruises. If you want more strange and terrible stories from the kingdom of Gonzo, hit subscribe and join me next time as we dive deeper into the madness. Because in this world, the edge is never far away.